Ngiyathanda ukuphawula lapha negroupini nilwe. Ngathi ngisukela ke manje ke. Yimi unisukela hayi. King too harsh. Hey, hala tata hala wo hala. Hey, mfethu, the level of insight that I have, unfortunately. Ayikwenzi kuba lula ukuthi nginese and coddle your feelings about things. Iqiniso kumele silikhulume nje ngoba linjalo. Kuyalumela ke obviously. But ngeke ngakhuluma I think last month I was talking about in the streets lento le yokuthi kahle kahle umsebenzi wefundiswa zabantu abamnyama yini ngoba asuboni. Sinabantu abaningi abafundile bagogodile banama degree banama PhD but abasizi ngalutho siyisizwe. Ngaze ngasho ngagcizelela ngathi abona kusho ukuthi thina when we send our children to university we send them to go and learn how to come back and look down upon us, basiqhoshela. Iyona nto enifundela ke lapha ema-university ukusiqhoshela nje. Ayikho futhi enye into. When it comes to solving the problems of the community or what have you, taking those skills and applying them, ukulungisa zonke lezi zinto esibhekene nazo, you're not found. Nifundela nje ukuyenza usidelela la nisiphakamele niphakeme ngalamajazi lawa engawa understand nokuthi achaza ukuthini. I was explaining the other time ukuthi remember ukuthi what happens during that ritual of graduation is not just a joke. So I come across a very interesting video on Twitter. Njengoba sesine Twitter lapha ngikamba sithi uX, yeah, uX manje. You can follow us there at Inkosiyamakhize. We have a Twitter page there. I'm going to try and drop some things there that are going to be interesting. Because the Facebook page, but I don't have time for Facebook, guys. I don't. I really don't have time. But things over one. Yeah. So I come across this very interesting video of this doctor. I'm just watch and you guys. Hey, cool.
So my patient addressed me as Chomi. And I was like, no ma'am, absolutely not. The same way I have introduced myself to you as Dr. So-and-so, that's the same way you have to address me. And unfortunately, this has been a trend everywhere. You'd go to the grocery store and the cashier would ask you, plastic, you Chomi? Like, why? I find it very unprofessional, it annoys me. But because I'm only dealing with that person for that minute, I sort of just, suck it in and keep it moving. But I don't like it. So what happened with this particular patient is that I had 3 or 4 of them whereby I was doing ultrasounds, right? She was the first one. Whilst on the table, she asked me, Doc, could you please write me a sick note at the end of this? I was like, no problem. I continued with my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th patient whilst she was seated on the bench. When she realized that I was done, she quickly got up. Chomi, skalebala sick note. No. Why? I get that Chomi is... I don't get anything about Chomi. Yes, it's fine. You can address me as such. But in a professional setting, come on. Chomi gang.
Hayi. Aphika amangama. Where is the lie? This is exactly what we send you to university to do. To learn how to come back and be up there. That's all. You come back here. Ukusiqhoshela. That's all you want to do. You want us to know that you are educated. That is the whole intent and purpose of you going to get and obtain a degree of medicine. So that you can come back and wear it. Imagine expecting a cashier, a ShopRite, to call you a doc. As if you walk around with some label on your forehead that says you're a doctor. Eh? What kind of nonsense is this, Mandebamyam? Like, seriously. It's an interesting thing because she's speaking something that's already in the consciousness of Mandebamyam throughout. All these educated folks, they think the same. Well, there's a few of them. Unfortunately, I do know a bit of... actually, I know a lot of medical professionals and other professionals. I guess in my circle of friends, I tend to have very interesting people who don't lead with their titles. And you be somewhere with them in a public space with a talk, and they'll be like, no. They don't. They prefer not to lead with that. So, very clever people. But the majority of you, hey, lento yokuba isifundiswa man icon. Hey. So what must we do, guys? We must now lay down so you can work on us. Nangu doctor manje silale phansi lapha nungene ShopRite weqe uqueue yoba number 1 kwiqueue uthenga uhambe sikulandele ngemuva. Is this what must happen? Guys, the skills that you are going to acquire there, I will say again, you are going to acquire skills. Acquire those skills and then come back and see how you can solve the problems. Because you see, taking in particular these doctors don't want to go to rural areas. I know a lot of them who are refusing to go to rural areas where they are needed. Abafuni ukwenza amalocum lapha in the clinics emakhaya. There is a clinic here where very old local doctors who own surgeries are having to leave their surgeries and go and do locums. Where the young doctors are actually there in the hospital in town because they don't want to go to the rural areas and go help the people who actually need them the most. So the mentality there is, oh no, I got a degree, good doctor, hey, yeah. Big cheese manja. So I was when to humble yourself and be a servant of the people. We can't call you Chomi in the streets because manja, we must now refer to you as doc. And this is the overbearing mentality of blacks everywhere. Nifundela Ukusiqhoshela nina, that's all you're doing. Angilwe, but that's the reality. We have so many problems as a race and the people with so many skilled people. Make it make sense. Because the problem is not that black people are not educated. You are very much educated, way more than Abelung, by the way. Some of you are working for Abelung Abagcinaga grade 2 because they own the companies. Their family companies. They never had to go to school for anything, but they run those companies and they pay you big salaries. Nibuye nizoqhoshelela ngama M3 nama M5 nan niholela abantu abano grade 11. And you're very proud of that. It is what it is. So we have a big problem, Madam Yam. And it goes back to that thing I was talking about, salient space and processing of reality. We don't process very well. We're not calibrating for our situations properly. Just because you have an education, you are now a different order of being. We got. They believe they have 57 chromosomes because they are mostly working with saving lives. But that is a duty. It's just a duty that you have to do. Everybody has duties. Even the police will have their job to do. It has nothing to do with who they are. It doesn't make them superior types of beings. But these ones with them degrees, hey madoda, abaphakeme nabantu. Hey baphakeme nabantu, guys. And this is, injalo ngololo, we really need a recalibration of our minds. Kuningi okwenzakalayo, but ultimately imqondo yethu ayithathi kahle. Thathi kahle imqondo yethu. Ngasikakhuluma nje sikhulume. Yeah, but imqondo yethu ayithathi kahle, guys. That's not how it works. We can't be here as a people. We are clever, yebo. Siyavuma, but you are clever for the wrong reasons. And unfortunately, people who don't apply their cleverness for their duties and service to their own people will always be exploited by others. Because you are idle. You're not working to solve the problems of the black race. You're not doing anything about that. You're not doing anything. Anenzi lutho. Anenzi. I will invite you. So faka la form la, you can fill your credentials there and tell us what degree, occupation you are holding, so you can talk to the kids about your position or your profession there while we are giving out shoes in January. Most of you are not going to show up because you want to be the only ones who are educated. That's another story for another time. Is that niphinde nibe nomona nifuni ukubona ezinye ingane ziba nema-degree njengani. Funa uba yinona kuphela ba successful. Thola umuntu lapha ne-Twitter lapha na-Twitter isithombe uthi, hey, I'm the first guy to have a Polo R in my neighborhood. The sheer insanity. Sheer insanity. So we are not calibrating very well for the world. We are not. We are not fine-tuning our cognition to get any advantage. I mean, we have so many graduates, but what advantage is it giving us as a people in the great game of economics or social standing? The social dynamics of the psychosocial dynamics of the planet, the political-social dynamics of the planet, the socio-economics of the planet. Where are we getting the advantage of having all these educated fools? It's just the way it is. But this is the reality. You live just to be boasting. You want to show us where now what you've made it. That's the only reason why you go to school and achieve all these things. Degree of 15 just so that but it is making no impact. You make no impact in the general society. When's the next? Make no impact. But you're not making any impact. That's just what it is. Niyaqhosha nje kuphela nihambe niyophuza ama-coffee endaweni zabelungu lapha ko-Hillcrest lapha umuntu achababa laphana endaweni zo White Homes yini laphana ku Garden Route ko Stellenbosch laphana nihambe niyo wine taster ithi imali yeni kubelungu thousands and thousands enwasebenzele kanzima. Imagine. Then you go to those wine estates laphana uthola ukuthi the owner doesn't even have a matric certificate. But in the wine estate laphana nifike lapha nithi waze wakuhla nisangane niteste amawayini nishare ama-thousands emali. Nilala embhedeni kade ikhandwa abantu laba abamnyama laphana belungisa laphana kube kuhle. Ama-white sheets aphinde futhi bayowasha. Then yabona khona lapha in the same wine estate lapha ngemuva kunama-shacks le. Lakuhlala khona abantu abamnyama who are working for these people. Sina ne-Garden Route la KZN la uma uthi Nottingham Road shona le Hawick. Uyabona ama-shacks la on the Lions River la. Aze athe phezu komfula ubona ukuthi yabona la lo mfula amaso ungenisa uzothatha wonke lama-shacks. Yabona uma uthi Michael House uhamba ngalapho ubona ama-shacks lapha under the bridge ubona bonke laba abantu abamnyama bazosebenzela abelungu lapha nabanezinto. Banamaplazi, banama-forest, banani. Ama-restaurant. Bani laphana, Grenimus laphana, siyangena, sothola ama-massage laphana, solala sikhokho 2,000 per night. Sikhiphe ithandazo yethu imali yethu. That we work hard for. Then post ama-pictures. So that's the other dynamic of it all, is that we obtain economic advantage just so that we can spend it away. But I always say that one I always peg it back to your mothers. Because you are raised by mothers, you only know the consumption part. Which is it's not their fault, guys. They are supposed to be concerned about and all those things. It's what mothers are supposed to do. But if you had fathers, if you really had fathers, the fathers will also teach you, no, you have to do all these things, but you need to learn to be responsible. When the into ezokisa phambili and restrict yourself. Because it's across all races. Women are not good with money. They're not really good with money at all, actually. It's very common. But amadoda need to be there to teach the kids. No, mfana wami okay, uyayidla le mali, okay kumnandi, but itholakala nzima imali mntana. That should be the first lesson you learn from your dad. Hayi, ubona nje bangibuyela ntambama ngikhathele mfana. Kunzima uthola imali. Wena bese uyathatha leyo mali uyoyidla nje. Because some of you don't even know the money that you are chowing is atshenzelwe kanzima. You hear it, but you don't know. You haven't felt it until you get to be adults. By that time, it's too late. You've already acquired very toxic mentality around how to use money and all those things. Nakhona futhi, that's another thing. Once you obtain money, the only thing you want to do Ukusiqhoshela. Funa nje ukusiqhoshela ke nje manje because wena babona kahle ke lapha is rich. Now everybody must know ukuthi bona sebesorted. And then they pick up and go bayohlala eduze nabelungu. So guys, we can fight all we want, but where is the lie? Where is the lie? You go to school so that you can come here and boast. You're not solving any problems. The education that you attained is not solving any problems in the community. You're just boasting for everyone. Your degree should be your private business. Should not be something that you want everyone around you to be recognizing you for. It's what you're supposed to do. We can't be celebrating you for going and obtaining an education and skill or whatnot, because you're supposed to do that. Why do you want to be getting accolades and recognition for something you are supposed to do? Hey, man. Hey, bantamnyama, guys. Yo. Hayi bandla. Angifuni ukuthi ngingasho. Angifuni ngingasho. And angilwe. But at the same time ngiyalwa. Leyo education leyo nayo does not make you someone ophakeme. It doesn't make you a better person. In fact, it should have taught you to be humble. The more educated you are, the more humble you are. You're supposed to be. And you become a servant to the people. That should be your legacy. This person, shame, he was a servant of us. These are the things he did. Once I look. I mean, he has his flaws and all those things, but you can point ukuthi hayi yabona ke lapha mangasothi technicon ugatsha lapha eSululand ugatsha lapha nalapha. At least khona izinto eziphathekayo azenza, being the servant of the people. Yes, nabantu abamnyama, yeah. Kodwa phela ke I guess it makes sense. Siyayiqabuka education. But now sizoyiqabuka kuze kube nini? Guys, Anyway, we are not calibrating properly. And that is incensing to consider, that we are not calibrating properly. We have all these clever people who are just, Anyway, again, khohle indaba ukusiqhomela nina. Ukusiqhoshela nge-education. Yekeni leyo nto leyo. Hambani niyothola izisombululo zezinkinga emphakathini. Take those skills and solve the problems of the community, because no one's going to come from heaven to do those that and solve those issues. Komlungu uzohamba olungisa inkinga zabantu phaya ezilalini nikhona. Hambani emakhaya nofaka ama-solutions. Sisebenzisa amakhanda lamakhulu lawa namagawuni lawa lengayo. Nihambe niyolungisa emakhaya. Hambani. Abanye umuntu la uthenga indokhuzana indento. Uthenga ama-Fortuna, uthenga ama-Wrangler. Khona ezothi maye ekhaya ezokwazi ukuyongena because akho mgwaqo ungena kubo. But lo muntu nama-masters awu-10. Khona ne-civil engineering phakathi lapho. Sozwa-ke njalo, hayi umasipala is being run by people who don't have education njengani isikhathi esiningi. Those people who run umasipala nginixoxele nina mangazi, most of the people in the municipality are former teachers. That's what you're going to get. So the skill set that is required to run the civic things, it requires people who are engineers, and most of them are beko kamasipala. And they're not in charge of making the decisions. Unfortunately, politicians isikhathi esiningi othisha. Angisho there's something wrong with about teacher. Sometimes you told there are politicians who were teachers, but they're very intelligent in how they assess situations and make decisions. But more than 70% of the time, it's just people who are looking to make money. I mean, you only have to go to see and look at the schools, how the schools are run, and how they are dilapidating. Then you can say, oh, yeah, you can't be trusting Motisha with umasipala behlula kurana ikole. But seemingly people like to vote for them and put them in the council. That's the other thing. But yes, yekani ukufundela lento le ukuthi siqhoshele. I would rather see you people going out there and putting some solutions. And, you know, it's very important. Angikwazi ukuthi ngakustressa kangakanani ukuthi kubaleka kangakanani. This is the most important thing to really calibrate towards and fine tune your cognition towards. You have a skill, look for a way to make impact with it. This is how you should spend your time. Thola indlela yokumenza impact. Doesn't have to be something huge. Start small, then you will learn from there. Ukuthula kube nani.